Hello, hello, it's me again. This is hopefully gonna be a short video, because I just want to... Like last time, it was getting really late for me and MZ, so we kind of left it right here. So I'm not gonna do anything big today, I'm just gonna get the nights home and... Like maybe do something cute with Blake, I don't know. Anyways. I stumble when I land back home just outside the courier walls. I barely avoid falling flat on my face. Lancelot and Sershny are already there. The young knight has their commander's hands clasped tightly in between their own. Commander, don't start. I know you'd have done the same for me. She gives Lancelin's hand a squeeze before pulling close in an embrace. It's short, but heartfelt. I just love Lancelin's relationship to Weiss so much. I mean, all the knights are really great, but Lancelin is the one you see the most, aside from, well, Weiss. And all their friendship and, like, camaraderie and stuff like that is really great. Stepping away, Lancelin looks from Sershny to myself, visibly blinking away tears. Your Majesty, I must... Sorry, fuck. Your Majesty, I must at last give you my thanks. I can't just let you kill you, Sir Lancelin. MZ, if you're watching this video, fuck you, meet me in the pit, I will do whatever voice I want for Yang. I'd have nightmares. As Sershny is bound to in your service, so am I. I am an exile of Michglass, but trained as a mage knight. And I would be honored to be your knight if you'd have me. Of course, I'd love that. A few mages are arriving there to greet me, and I'm told that Glinda is still managing the great portal that lies within the courier walls. I shakily wonder if I should wait here or head back to the castle when Sershny's knights begin making their way through. They're already making comments, apparently uncaring that we can hear them. What voice can I do for all these people? We're going to boil here if we're not careful. Well, these people seem to manage, even with such primitive engineering. Agravain is fucking great. Like, I think Agravain is a he, but he does some really great shit later on, especially during a really spoiler scene. I probably should stop being pissy about spoilers, since we already spoiled the hell out of this game last video with MZ. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, Agravain is one of my faves, honestly. They must be exceptionally hardy. Don't press any of the locals into being your guinea pigs, Agravain. But what if I ask them nicely? Stop! We're not going to get ourselves exiled from 2 kingdoms in one day. That would be a great fanfic though. Someone who just gets exiled from a bunch of kingdoms and just isekaiing their way through. Oh, Sir Saphir, is that a challenge? However will we manage to resist? Sershny, who'd been surveying the area, looks back to her people. The first syllable of her tongue has them all at attention. Let's get settled in first, and we can handle any issues as they come. Yes, Commander. Glinda approaches from inside the courier, magic still humming around her before she whisked away. A success, then. The Duke sends his knights? Yep. Sort of, I'll explain it later. For now, I turn to Sershny and her knights. I wonder if they're worried about leaving Midglass, or joking around to hide their fear. They might never return home. For now, our new guests will need somewhere to stay. Also, Vale is much hotter than Midglass. We'll have to find them more appropriate gear before someone gets a heat stroke. That's true. Of course, we can make space for them in the barracks. They're not the most luxurious of quarters, but I hope they will be acceptable. The knights nod in agreement. Wait, what about Sershny? Glinda appraises Weiss. And you are? I am Sir Weiss Schnee, Knight Commander of the Knight Orphan. Uh, at, at your Queen's request, I am to join the Council as a representative of each class, even though I literally just got exiled. We do have a few rooms available in the castle. Would you like to take one for yourself, or would you prefer to stay with your people? Weiss doesn't answer immediately. You should stay in the castle with us, as, you know, protector. There's an empty room right down the hall for mine. I am flattered by your regard, Queen Ruby, but I should stay with my knights. She bows to Glinda. The barracks will be perfectly sufficient. The next few days are spent in frantic activity. The mages have begun re-establishing the portals to Midglass, allowing humans to travel to and fro with relative ease. Ospin tells me it's probably a good idea to hold off on opening another portal until I have time to recover my energy. Blake and I are also hard at work, uncalling the mysteries of the Grim together in the library. I make sure everything is well documented, though Blake is reticent regarding her Grim-bowed weapons. I'm sure she'll open up with me with time. The lessons with Glinda continue nightly, seeking to test the limit of my abilities and possibly discover new ones. My head is so crammed full of information that I'm too exhausted for nightmares. Though, thankfully, those seems to be abating with meditation techniques Ospin helps me learn. Tonight, I hope my 3 court members will join me. Young knows the gist of it, but I want Blake and Weiss to know about me as well. About Crescent Rose. I decide to invite them personally, heading to Sir Schnee first. She's been spending a lot of time exploring my castle. After asking around, I find her quickly. Your Majesty, what do I owe the pleasure? Just dropping by to talk. How are your knights adjusting to the new climate? They are soldiers, so they're used to being in unfamiliar ground. Oh, I'm glad to hear. I was more worried about our steeds, but your sister's beast seems to be behaving themselves well. It's not like they can actually eat the horses, since they need, to bury them in sand and shit like first. That's right, I'm the empty cells where embers and silica were kept. Dragons don't like large prey. Exactly, just what I was saying. Thank you, Ruby. Most of the time. Your horses will be safe. We often kept our dragons penned in the same stall as our livestock back in the desert. I wonder if they have desert in Midglass. I mean, they probably do, because the definition of a desert is a place with few precipitations. So a place that is just full of ice and snow and no precipitation would fit. But I meant like sand desert and shit. No, that would be interesting to elaborate. Yes, interesting beast. The Queen's Guard has them very well trained. That's a smirk. Younga had her dragon since she was a little girl. They respect her. Just tell me if there's anything you or your people need. I did have a question for you if you have the time. Of course, Darshni, what's on your mind? She narrows her eyes in thought, rubbing her chin. What exactly was that entity you were speaking with the other day, Your Majesty? What? The one wearing a grim skin. You know, they never seem to wear shoes. I still don't catch on quite yet. Sorry, I'm laughing at Weiss being like, their defining feature is they don't wear shoes. That's valid, but that's still funny. Sir Schnee's impatient stare cuts through me like glass before she clicks her tongue, a disgusted noise whistling sharply through her nose. The tail and the ears, those yellow eyes, Your Majesty, the counselor from the forest. Oh, you're talking about Blake, aren't you? Yes, Your Majesty. That strange thing? What are they? Thing? How rude! Blake is a person! Is it a deformity then? A medical condition? Her tone is blunt, but it isn't cruel or mocking. My mouth opens and closes, useless, as I'm momentarily stunned by Sir Schnee's words. It's not like I haven't heard worse said about the phonies and their animal traits, but coming from Sershni, it's more of an unexpected shock. The back of my neck heats up as my face settles into a scowl. Nothing is wrong with her at all, she's just a phonus. Sershni's face suddenly loosened up from its usual stoic expression. Her eyebrows shot up and her blue eyes widened. Is that so? I see. So that's what a phonus looks like. Hold on. Have you never seen a phonus before, Sershni? Come to think of it, back in Mishglass I didn't see a single phonus, even though having fur would be really handy, like in icy and snowlands. Sershni answered my question with a brisk shake of her head. No, though I have heard of them. I assume they were just grim tales of our myth. So last supposed sighting of them on our plains was decades ago. Allegedly, your people wouldn't let them through for fear of some kind of contamination. Then the major portals closed altogether 7 years ago. Sershni closes her eyes briefly, brows furrowed. She looks like she's in pain for a moment. Before I can think to ask if something is wrong, she opens her eyes and continues. Trade was affected severely, but it also meant living flesh couldn't pass through anymore. I mean, at the very least, it means that you can't have any, like, parasites and shit. If you're passing through, like, meat and stuff. And food products. But before the portals closed, people who traveled between the planes didn't tell stories about the phonus? Stories are just stories. It's like, have you seen Bigfoot? People talk about Bigfoot all the time. Yet you don't think that I really saw them. Without proof, I found it difficult to believe in such a... Sershni's eyes flickered to something over my shoulder. Unique race existed. Blake is confirmed to be a cryptid. We're very real, I assure you. Okay, so Blake's voice is the highest, Weiss is middle, and Ruby is just my voice. As quick as escapes my throat, I almost jump into Sershni's arm out of reflex. Oh, Blake, how long have you been here? Blake's lips twitch into a smile, her ears flicking back from the pitch of my voice. Long enough. Glinda told me you wanted your court member to gather in the throne room, so I thought to ask you some questions beforehand. She directs her next comment to Sershni, expression unreadable. And Shni, if you have questions about me, you should just ask me yourself. Sershni, thank you. And if I do, I shall. Openly curious now that she has permission to be, I can see her eyes roaming all over Blake's face. Her ears, her clothes, her tail. It's hot. Fur is good. It's still hard to swallow. And that is what I said. I'm sorry, I'm a 5-year-old. You seem so... average. She sounds disappointed. Blake raises a brow. I will do better to appear more mystical next time you see me. How kind of you. My stomach turns into knots. Has Blake heard the things Weiss said earlier? Calling her a thing? Saying her ears was deformities? Are they gonna fight? Oh, no, I'm not ready to be mediator between the humans and the phonies. No, please don't fight. I try not to panic too much. Blake will no doubt sense it, and that only makes things worse. Well then, I look forward to working with you in Ideal Queen, Council Belladonna. Just call me Blake. But as peers, Blake. Sershni's lips pressed together in a tight line. This might take more getting used to than the cat ears, honestly. Why is everyone on this plane so damnably lax about the rules? Because Ruby's the queen and have you talk to Ruby for like 5 minutes? Says the one exiled for breaking caste laws. Oh, trust me, they're not. They just cover it up with a different coat of paint. Sershni scoffs at that, disgusted. Everyone here pretends to be your friend even if they dislike you. It's terrible. It's called being polite. It's dishonest is what it is. Midgeglass and her people may be cold, but at least I always know where I stand with them. With your lot, I have not a clue. Then I guess you'll fit right in. Huh. And just like that, we all settle into banter. Or rather, Sershni and Blake do. I feel a little out of place with them, but whenever I pipe in to add a comment, they nod and respond. I meet you both during my lesson this evening, then? Yes, Your Majesty. I believe Sershni and I will be arriving together. Feeling relieved, I let them be. They're in deep discussion about Mitch class cast laws and the nature of self-music value. I'm probably gonna stop here. I think. Cause like last video was really long, and I'd rather make a lot of short videos than one big long. So like, hope you liked. Have a nice day. Love y'all.